Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. Go pick you up some merch at nsfa.co. We're dropping a lot of new merch for the holidays coming up. Yeah, man, I had to start dropping some videos over on Rumble, man, because of all the heat I was catching over here with Fresh Out, Big Herc 916, anything that pulled into a direction of political or, dealing with the boogeyman, you guys know what I'm talking about, it greatly affected my channel and the algorithm. So in order to speak my mind, because I'm not one to try to pretend, I started a channel on Rumble, Big Herc 916. Go over there, subscribe, support, and I'm over there speaking my mind, man. I'm letting it be known, my opinions, my viewpoints, and I know a lot of this stuff is all propaganda and bullshit. They try to cancel who they think is not in alignment with their prerogative, but then they got stuff going on that's way worse, but they're allowing it because it's pushing a certain agenda. And you guys know what I'm talking about, man. We can compare, Andrew Tate to Little Nas X. Over here, you're twerking and freaking on the devil, shaking man butt on the devil, and then over here you're saying something. You're saying misogyny. They're saying he's saying misogyny against women because he's saying certain things that appear to be offensive. But yet, which is the worst? If we're talking about free speech, the right to express yourself. He's not saying. He's not saying he's like actually physically hurting women. And he's not saying that he's physically hurting anyone, but he's doing something, in my opinion, that's very, that could be said very offensive, religiously, blasphemy. But this person over here gets canceled, this one doesn't. It doesn't really add up, man. I don't, and I do know why it adds up because of the popularity. Over here, it was taking so much momentum that they had to shut it down. And over here, it didn't take off to the degree they wanted to. They wanted it to take off, but it lost steam. But when you weigh out the two, man, how do you cancel one and not the other? That's what I mean, man. It's like this social media stuff, man. I do it because I feel I have a calling. I feel that God has given me a purpose. It's not like this is like, oh man, I'm getting these big paychecks off this, man. I'm just doing it because I feel a lot of people are afraid to say what I say. A lot of people are afraid to speak out and express themselves. They say what they think black culture wants them to hear, or what the society wants them to, to align themselves with. I don't care, man. I don't really. I'm not trying to get any type of brownie points with white people or Republicans or Democrats. I don't need brownie points with anybody, man. I got to live with myself, man. See, a lot of people don't already compromise themselves, so they're doing whatever they have to because they know somebody has leverage over. I don't care. All my stuff is already out there. You know what I mean? It's been documented. It's all over the internet. People can, oh man, I heard this and that. Well, find it, man. I'm all over the internet. So I don't have nothing to hide, man. But a lot of these cats, man, they doing stuff and they don't even want to speak on certain things. They know that they wouldn't want their kids doing, or they wouldn't want to have their family members doing, but they go along with it because they get a bag. The bag right now is compromised pretty much all these people who would normally maybe speak out. Maybe they wouldn't speak out because a lot of people have no balls. They have no backbone, man. They're just followers, man. They're going to do what they told. At some point, you want to be able to speak your heart, man. That's why a lot of people wait till they get on their deathbed and they start telling all these stories. Oh, man, I did this, and oh, I did that and I had to do this, but life is over. The last breaths are coming up out of you, man, but you got all these things, all these skeletons in the closet and you on your deathbed, man. I don't want to be one of those people, man. I've already been through hell. I've already seen all that stuff. And when they call me far right, I'm like, dude, far right, non-woke, dude, I've done, I've been in trap houses. I've, held pistols. I've sold drugs. I've robbed banks. I've done adult movies. I've done all this stuff, man. So if I'm speaking on something, it ain't nothing to do with far right. I'm just saying that some things just ain't right. In my opinion, you could say they are, but I'm just saying we should both be able to have an opinion even if we don't agree. But just because I don't agree with what you say doesn't mean you're any more right or I'm any less wrong. It's just we're on two different viewpoints, and we can have that logical question and you can still do you. You can't make anybody do what they don't want to do. And I don't try to make anybody believe what I believe or act like how I act or do what I want them to do. You're going to do you, man. Do you. And that's the purpose. That's why we have each other as far as individuals. If you were exactly a clone of somebody else, they'd knock you off. As soon as you start doing exactly, they knock you off and clone you because you have no purpose, because you're basically a copycat. So I've always been an original type of person, man. I've made some mistakes as far as certain things because I failed to really see my true calling. But man, in prison, man, that's the hardest place to be yourself, man. And I went through a lot of shit by being myself and not following the herd. So when all this crazy stuff started happening, man, and they really started messing with our channels because of, assumed political views or assumed viewpoints, certain things I just couldn't go with it, man. I can't go with it. You could tell me all this stuff, man. Dude, I'm not that type of person, man. I'm just gonna go with it because everybody else is doing it. Dude, I'm not gonna do it. And that's what, bit us in the ass. So I'm over on Rumble, I'm dropping game, speaking my mind. And, you want to check me out, go over to Rumble. And I'll also am starting a locals channel. It will be a Fresh Out community over on locals. Actually, a Big Hurt community, Fresh Out channel on locals. And I'll be giving you guys the links when I get all that stuff, man. But yeah, man, I just can't be one of those people, man, who are fake in the face, man, and then behind closed doors talking about, oh man, blah 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 blah. And I just can't do it, man. I am who I am. I'm not a pretend dude. I wasn't the type of dude who was lying about how much work he had on the street and doing this and that, and then behind closed doors didn't have none of it. I can't lie like that, man. Some people can. Some people can pretend and do all kind of stuff to get where they just sell their whole soul out, man. I can't go out like that, man. It's not in me, man. I can't go out. I already went out ass backwards by committing a bank robbery. I can't continue to go out ass backwards on this social media shit, man. So I had to start a channel over on Rumble, man. Big Hurt 916. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Hurt said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com. Hello, I'm Big Hurt 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.